Hello guys, Sandy here, welcome back to my channel. Now we are gonna do a Q&A. I haven't done one of these in over a year. Now, and that's really weird, and I just realized that during a stream because we talked about it. But also, Facecam. If you guys didn't know, I got a camera a while ago because of a scholarship, so I could buy one, so I'm gonna try to use it for once. Here we go. It's gonna be a disaster and it's gonna be terrible, but here we are anyway. So, for some weird reason, many of you guys wondering how I'm doing. I'm not sure why, but Letitia, Corinne, and Faith, I'm good. But I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Appreciate it. There was a few of you who asked multiple questions. I think maybe some of you asked like 4 questions. Some of you asked 6. So there's gonna be a lot of questions for that reason today. So I didn't expect that, so I'm just gonna try to roll through everything, but I'm doing good. I'm stressed, and life is life, but other than that, I'm doing really good, more or less. And Annabelle, aka Misu, aka, well, Miso Soup, and also Abigail, you're both wondering, how is school going? School is going alright. I just had a showcase of my 2D platformer like a few days ago, and it was fun. As always, I always go up there and trash my own game because I don't want anyone else to trash me, but turns out it was the best game there. So, yeah, more or less the best game. I wouldn't say it's the best game. Moving on. Thanks for the questions, you two. And also, to clarify, I don't go to college. College is way more intense and way more time consuming. I'm going to folk high school, which is sort of like a more chiller vibe than college, so not really college. And Atisha, you wonder if I've seen the new market update in Wild West Islands. Of course I have. I believe we checked it out during a live stream. I didn't feel like the need to make a video about it because it was really hard and time consuming to get the marketplace to level up. I have, by the way, the marketplace for me is high enough level to have 1 horse to be sold, so that's really cool, but yeah. It's... let's not talk about that. And Giovanna wonders if I have a boyfriend, and no. I do not have a partner, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have a boyfriend. I prefer being alone, if I'm going to be honest. Single life for me, everybody. Yeah, single life for me. So, no, I don't have a partner. And Misu, you wonder if I ever considered quitting YouTube SSO. Yes, especially SSO. YouTube, I almost quit. When I was at 800 subscribers, I was like, I cannot do this, I'm never gonna grow, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve anything coming my way. And fun fact, this is the moment I met you. I'm not gonna lie. This is the moment that Misu came into my life and helped me, and I sort of got back my self-confidence. So it's low-key thanks that you came into my life that I did not quit YouTube. I was stuck with SSO back in the day, and I didn't do anything besides SSO, and then I realized that, wait, if I don't do SSO anymore, then maybe it will be better. So I decided to make the decision to do all kinds of horse games that day. So that was really intense. And quitting SSO, I am sort of quitting SSO at the moment. I don't like the game as much as I used to. Still, it's a good game. Personally, for me, I don't like to play it as much. I am live streaming it still, and sometimes I will do updates in the game. But as it is right now, I don't really want to play SSO, like just because I want to. So it's really mixed emotions on that one. Maria wonders what's my favorite horse game. This is a hard question because, one, there's a lot of horse games today, and not really any horse games that I like today are finished. They're mostly demos. I don't think I really like any horse games in general like that alone. I think I like every single horse game. If there has horses in it, and if it has decent looks to it and these animations, I love the game. I just simply like that. I'm a very simple person, so for me that's sort of the thing. But yeah, I don't have a favorite. I love every single horse game there is. If it has horses, I like it. Period. Ekira, aka Bunway, wonders favorite film or show. Now, I was sitting and thinking about this a long time. My favorite film is probably the one from Pixar, Inside Out. It's an animated film. That movie I can always rewatch no matter what. If I'm having a bad day or if I'm wondering about my life, I always watch that movie. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's my favorite. It always just is easy to watch. For example, Coco I like to rewatch all the time. Let's say like this. If the movie is animated, I love it. Like, animated movies is something that's really close to my heart. And if I'm gonna say show, I like anime a lot. If you guys don't know, I'm a really nerd. I love anime. So I like a lot of anime shows, and I love just in general. I love The Witcher, for example. The Witcher is an amazing show. I love that one so much. I'm a very simple person. And Giovanna wonders, have you ever ridden before? Of course I have. Of course I have. I mean, I have, yes. As I've mentioned many times during my live streams, I have been riding. I was riding for 6 years in a riding school, close to where I live actually. And I miss it. I really do miss it. I wish I really could just get on a horse and go for a ride one day, but sadly it's not that simple. So, okay, I'm not gonna be dramatic. Moving on. Maria, you also wonder what's my favorite mythical animal. Now, I love hippogriffs from the Harry Potter universe. I love Pegasuses. I think I like any mythical animal that just flies for some weird reason. Am I really that kind of person? Do you like animals that fly? I like Pegasuses and I like hippogriffs. Of course, dragons are also really cool. How can you not like dragons? And Atisha wonders, zombies or vampires? Vampires, all the way. Zombies are terrifying. If I play a zombie game, I am just screaming and I don't want to watch it. Vampires, in general, I think is cooler. Also, they're not dead the same way. They actually have control of their brain and don't just want to eat them. So, I say vampires. And Giovanna, you wonder where I'm from? I am from Sweden. Many of you know this. I'm Swedish. And I might not seem like it, but I'm extremely pale. Yeah, I'm pale. It's currently the winter season still here in Sweden. Feels good. Now, Maria asked me what my favorite game is in general. And at the moment, it is actually Hogwarts Legacy. I really like it. It's a Harry Potter based game that came out recently. But close to my heart is also Red Dead Redemption 2. Not just because the online gameplay, but I really like the single player, like the storyline of the game. Even if I don't play it anymore, it's still one of my favorite games because it's still a very good game. And I have a lot of respect for that game. So. And Letitia, you wonder, how's Findy? If you guys don't know, it's my cat's name, Findus. His nickname is Findy, is what I call him. He's doing fine. And Giovanna, you wonder if I have siblings. I do. I have an older brother. He is 2 years older than me. And do you know, guys, the best thing about having older siblings? You learn from their mistakes. But yeah, I have a sibling. And Sarah, you wonder, how did you get into start your journey on YouTube? I think I mentioned this in the past, but it's been a long time since I talked about the past, I feel like. But how I started my YouTube journey is really related to my workplace that I had at a bread bakery slash cinnamon bakery. I'm not quite sure, but I was in a bakery sort of and packing stuff, and I used to draw a lot back in the day. I used to tend to draw like once or twice a week when I was in school, when I was younger. And when I started working, I realized, oh, I haven't had that much time to be creative anymore. And I sort of entered a beginning stage of depression. Not that I was diagnosed or anything, but I felt that I was entering a hole and I couldn't climb out. Sort of, I was getting very close to the edge. And then I realized, like, oh, it's because I cannot be creative. I don't have time to draw anymore. And I think at the time I had a speed drawing channel. And I couldn't make content anymore. Like, making speed drawings is really time consuming. So in the end, I just decided, you know what? Try to start your SSO YouTube again. try to boot it up again, because I did try. 2 years before I restarted again, so that was 4 years ago. Oh my god. I wanted to not hide. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to see if I could do something. I wanted to prove to myself, like, hey, if you start this, you can do it. But honestly, I didn't think that I would, you know, get to do anything with it again. So that's pretty much it. I started because I want to be creative. End of story. And Giovanna, you wonder, what is my favorite animal? Of course, I love cats. Cats is great. Any animal is really great. I'm an animal lover, so I like all kinds of animals. But if it's in the wild, foxes is probably my favorite, and also wolves. But foxes is really close to my heart for some weird reason. So I love foxes. Cats, of course. But yeah, I love animals. And Maria, you wondered what my favorite color is? It's green, actually. I used to love blue when I was younger, but when I got older, I'm like, no, green. Green is nice. I think it's because green suited me personally more in clothing, so I sort of liked green more because of that. I don't know. And me, so you wonder, how do I feel about SSO at the moment? I have mixed emotions. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't hate SSO. I do like the game, but I don't feel like I want to play it anymore. For many reasons. So I'm mixed. I starting to feel like I'm moving away from SSO each and every day, like passing on. Of course, I still stream the game, but I don't feel like making videos in it because it's emotionally draining, and it just drains my energy in a negative way. And hi, Flower. Hi, send it to me, Flower. My question is, when was the first time you bought store coins? I actually went back in my history to my first account, my main account, that's Flower22. And I checked the date when I first got Star Rider. 2012, March 23rd. I have kept saying to you guys, I started playing 1 month after Star Stable was released. This is true. And I like that you can go back and check the payment history, so you really know what's going on. But the first time I really bought Star Coins was 2013. 0617. So I was buying them in June, and I bought 500 star coins, which was like, oh my god, I can finally buy this horse I've been dreaming about. Because back then, I think the first horses came out. Back then, I had to ask my mom for money. Please, can I have money? Please, 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 please. And she's like, I'm not sure. Like, I'm never asking again. I can do the chores. I can clean. I can do the dishes. Please. That's how I remember it in a way. But I asked to do chores in return to get star coins, I believe, or it was a birthday present sometimes, or Christmas. I got lifetime for Christmas, which is really funny. That's the first time I bought star coins, and yeah, whatnot. And Sarah, you wonder, how did she become your mascot? I don't know. He just sort of did. The York Wild Horses came out, and that was the first video when I bought the York Wild Horses, all of them. That was the first video that really popped out my channel. Like, it started to grow because of that video. I fell in love with them, simply. And like I mentioned, they made my channel seen. But she was just a horse that stood out to me in a good way, like amongst the others. I don't know why. I liked his texture. I liked his coat. And I don't know why. I felt a strong bond to the York Wild Horses because of what they have done for me in life so far. So I think that's why I wanted them to be my mascot. Also, the animations were spot on. They're still spot on. I still love them to the bottom of my heart. And so did a good job with it. And Maria, you wonder, do you have any pets? Yes, a cat, like I mentioned, Findus, aka Findy. And Giovanna, you asked me, how old are you? I am 25 currently. I'm turning 26 on May the 8th. So woohoo, I'm getting older in 2 months. Yeah, let's go. Woohoo. Oh gosh. I got some questions from you guys on YouTube as well. Hoska, you wondered, what is your favorite game? Like I mentioned, Hogwarts Legacy and Red Dead Redemption 2. And least favorite game, I don't think I have any. The thing is that I like all sorts of games, but if I don't understand them, I'm like, what am I doing? Stardew Valley is a very good game, but I don't understand it. I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. You're supposed to grow your own farm and etc. But It never stuck with me, that game, for some weird reason. Favorite horse SSO? Your Wild Horse, of course. As my mascot is Wild Chief, but yeah. Least favorite horse in SSO? Haha, the Aquatiques. And they have always been my least favorite ever since I started playing, and they came out like, I don't like these horses. Especially the Gen 3 model that came out, I'm like, ew, what happened here? But that sort of is what I feel anyway. If you guys like them, that's up to you. But to me, they look like giant giraffes. And what club are you in SSO? I don't have a club. I'm not in a club. I've never been good with clubs in SSO in general. Every time I join one, they either disband or they just switch between like their horse they're gonna have like all the time. And I'm like, wow, I'm wasting so much money for nothing. And I just decided to not be in clubs because clubs don't really tend to work out for me. I have a club because I want to hide people when I'm recording and stuff. So that's the only reason why I have it. And have you got the rune running yet? If not, then are you actually working towards getting it? Doing rune training oftenly? If yes, how long did it take for you to get it? I've gotten the rune runner twice. I have it on my main account, my level 22 on Sweden. And I have it on my American account in Night Sprinkles, that is level 20. It went faster to get it on my American account because I was more stubborn. I think it took me 6 months, and I didn't do it every single day, of course, but 6 months took for me. And I think the first time I did it took me a year or so. I was really not motivated to do it back then, but I've gone it twice. And Clemens is wondering, how do you feel about SSO other than Roblox games you think are too similar to Star Stable? Like I mentioned earlier, I'm mixed emotions with SSO, and I'm not sure what I feel about it at the moment. And about games I think are too similar to Star Stable? Not really. Maybe the new Roblox game, that horse racing club that came out, is very similar, like in the basic stats of like having races and stuff. Like you take a little daily quest and you do a race and you do a real lap. So that's the most closest game I think is close to Star Stable. I think many of us felt that when we started playing that game, but it's a good game. And Sarah, you asked a few questions on Instagram, but anyways, here we go. Apart from Wild Chief, what is your favorite breed and code in SSO? So I'm assuming I cannot pick the York Wild Horse as my favorite breed. I love paint horses, like the coats on the paints, like Overrun to Tobiano, but I don't like the paint itself. But the breed. I love any drafty horses in SSO, like in any game really, so draft horses, definitely. Favorite horse on Tales of Rain and why? If you don't know, Tales of Rain is a demo game that is being developed and is still being worked on behind the scenes. Like, not the demo itself, but the finished game. And I love Spot, because Spot is so balanced and he's chill, but he's also forward. And he can jump decently high, but yeah, that's why I like him, I think, because he's so chill. Like, he has a mix of energy like I do, so I think it's pretty suiting. Which game is your favorite to stream? Now, this is a very interesting question. I don't tend to have a favorite to stream. I tend to stream most times what you guys want me to stream. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling like this today. I don't feel like that today. And I'm just gonna do this. It's very different what I feel like streaming. Roblox is really common because you guys love it. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to stream Roblox. Like, now in this sort of period, I'm like, I don't want to stream Roblox because there's nothing to do. Like, I feel like I'm doing nothing when I'm streaming and I don't want to be boring. So I tend to like, maybe I should do a game that I can actually play like constantly and not being still like for 5 minutes straight. I don't want to be boring. That's the main aspect of it all. What is your favorite breed and coat on Wild Horse Islands? I love the Frisians. Yeah. And I love the Percherons. Percherons and Frisians are my favorite. And favorite coat, I don't really have any. If it has an interesting pattern, like I mentioned, overpaint or something like that, I love that sort of splash overall. Like, love texture. I love that. So that's probably my favorites in Wild Horse Islands. One of the things you want Wild Horse Islands to add the most is probably... I mean, blankets are apparently coming, what I've heard. And if they're adding that, that's great. Maybe that you can have more things on your island would be great. Like maybe another stable, maybe a bigger stable, maybe a bigger pasture. There is so much space on our island that we never get to use for anything. So I'm like, more stuff on the island would be great. If you could add another horse on Tales of Rune Ravine, what coat, gender, name, and temperament mood would they have? Ooh. I would either add a paint horse or a white-grey horse. Definitely. And I think it would be a male. The temperament, I think it would have it balanced, but it could jump maybe as high as Damon, aka Demon. So that sort of thing is what I want. But yeah. Thank you all so much for the questions. I did not expect to get so many questions. Many of you asked like multiple questions, but it was really fun. And I remember why I don't do these videos anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye bye, yo. And it turns out this camera is not working at all. Bye. Cringe.